Hi everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are you today, wherever you are in the world when you're watching this? A huge shout out to you. Thank you for all your support on all my readings. I'm very grateful for that support. I'm very grateful for your kind and well thought out and experience. You're speaking from experience. I thank you for your comments on this channel. I do want to remind those that are going to be rude, insulting and threatening toward me that you will be blocked and banned from commenting, and I would suggest that you go elsewhere because this channel is not for you. When I do my political readings, it is not a pro ex-president channel. In fact, it was started way back when the ex-president first ran for office, and the release of the audios, off-camera audios, where he admitted to sexually assaulting women and said they let him do it because he's powerful. Okay, so that triggered something in me, and when I do my political readings, don't expect me to share your values about him. Now, why am I even speaking about this? The sun today, on the 16th of January in Australia, the Northern Hemisphere is about 15 hours behind us. So you're coming into this astrology. The sun is conjunct Pluto. Now, Pluto is one of our deepest set, planets where our values will be revealed to us. Now, the sun is conjunct Pluto. So what is below the surface? What are our truths, our values and our truths that we live by? What makes us authentic? And sometimes, when you communicate, you're communicating authentically. In line with who you are. Other times you might try and hide that. Well, mostly I try to be authentic. Now, the sun is illuminating those deepest held values. The moon, which is in Scorpio, is trining Mercury. Now, the moon is how I feel. The sun is I am and who I am or how I am. But the moon, of course, is how I feel. It's trining Mercury. So, today you could hear people speak their truths, and they could be truths that they've maybe not expressed before. The Venus, of course, which is love, how our relationships, how we express our love toward others, is conjunct Saturn. So part of this astrology talks about Saturn being the taskmaster, the work you need to do. Part of this talks about expressing our authenticity, our inner selves, and Venus is squaring Uranus. So while we're doing that, we also have to be aware that sometimes these, things that we need to express can be pent up and they can erupt. Uranus is the planet of quick lightning type of change. So the caution here is to express it with love. Be authentic. Tell your truth, but express it with love. All right, so that's the astrology. As I said, the moon is in Scorpio, and of course, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and also in modern astrology, Pluto. So it's quite a powerful time to be expressing our emotions. All right, now on to the the tarot. I've got a few questions on Biden. Were the documents planted? Did GOP loyalists plant them? Can the SES as a whole be trusted, or are there members of the SS Secret Service that are still loyal to Trump and maybe not loyal to Biden? And can they be trusted? All right, let's just start with that. Just on the documents, I've got my dowsing rods and I've also got my oracle cards. the logical part of my mind says there needs to be stronger governance around these records. I've worked in government. I know the chain of document receival and returning top secret, well, not top secret, but certainly classified documents and confidential documents, and you just can't break that chain. So what happened here? So generally governance, Trump took 60 top secret documents. I think there was one top secret document found in the US president's possession. Those that are packing up the White House have obviously failed. In the case of Biden, he didn't try and obstruct. Straight away, he informed the NRA. The archives, and said that these documents were there and they were returned straight away. That is different to the Trump case where he obstructed, even under subpoena, obstructed justice. So there's a difference between the two. No crime is committed if once upon discovery they are given back. And if Trump had have done that, there wouldn't have been any notion of a crime allegedly being committed. All right, so just honing in on the classified documents in Biden's possession, which originated from his time as vice president. What do we need to know about this? I'm just going to throw it out there. Somebody's pouring something into water here. It's like... and it's showing up as a colour within the water. What do we need to know? Somebody's actually doing something. So we've got the seer here. That's wisdom. Wisdom, using wisdom to approach this. And it's coincidentally the number 45, the seer. Let's keep going. Magic 33, communication and completion of a cycle. Ultimately, I don't think this will bother Biden at all. I think that he will get beyond this. And if the House or in the Congress, the federal Congress, wants to investigate this, they will come up with a no-show. It just won't go anywhere. Now we have the Earth Keeper at the bottom here. So these messages, there's something, given I saw something being poured into the water, there's something not quite right. I'm just going to say that the keeper of the documents, there's something not quite right about this. Now that could extend to perhaps somebody that did pack up, somebody that knew that these documents were here. I think that one was a university office that hadn't been used. Somebody knew something and somebody has betrayed. So there's some kind of manipulation here that I'm sensing. Whether that went to whether or not that documents were planted, I don't know. But there is something a little bit nefarious that I'm sensing here. Let's see if I can focus right in on it clairvoyantly before we get started. In fact, I will use the dowsing rods next. So, just asking Spirit to show us clairvoyantly what might have occurred here. Okay, there's a ring of 4 people that know something about this. And I see them discussing it around a table. I'm getting like a wreath. So some of these discussions would have been had whenever you in America have your, maybe Thanksgiving, is it? Do you have wreaths then, or Christmas? There have been ongoing discussions about this before it came into the media's purview. All right. 2 of Swords, decisions being crossroads, Were the documents planted? Okay. So what has happened? There's been a campaign to weaken him. It's like there are many swords against the one sword. Show me where they planted. Now I'm getting a camera, like a film, somebody filming an interview, and perhaps what's going on here. It could be that the mole, if you want to call it that, perhaps the person who knew about the documents and then either approached the GOP or approached nefarious people. There could be there's a story about to break in relation to this whole document case here with the US president. Were they planted? Were they planted? Somebody has found them and is certainly reading them. And not his lawyers either. Somebody else knew about those documents. Okay, let's just ask the rods here. The dowsing rods, can you show me yes? Yes is when they cross. Can you show me no? And no is when they go like backward. All right. So, Spirit, can I ask you about let's just get away from the microphone. All right. Okay, stop moving. All right. Can I ask you about the US President Biden's documents, please? Can I ask for clarity around the Biden documents? Okay, so they are willing to perhaps clarify some matters around this. So were the documents planted? Now, that's a yes. Now, maybe taken from one place to another? Were the documents taken from one place to another? Were the documents taken from one place to another? Okay, well that obviously is going to be a yes. Okay. Were they taken from one place to another by whoever planted them, wherever they planted them. All right. The second set of documents in the Biden garage, was that a plant? Was the second set of documents in the Biden garage a plant? Now that's a stronger yes. Okay. All right. So will this be exposed? Yes and no. So what we could have here is some documents maybe slipped through the net, and other documents may have, when I say the net, or when the White House was being packed up, and other documents were then planted later. Would be the perfect crime, wouldn't it? Given so many confidential top 60 top secret documents were taken by Trump. If the governance was so poor, what is to stop them taking a few from the vice president's era when Biden was vice president, and having these planted? I mean, a whole complex attempted coup was planned. So the fake elector schemes, the find me 11,000 votes. You know, these are lawless behaviours. All right, so let's now drill down with the cards, given the rods. Certainly the second set in the garage, I got a strong pull that they could have been planted. This is for entertainment purposes only. I may be right, may be wrong. I don't want to give you what you want to hear. I want to be very fair about this. Now, we've got the Seven of Rods, someone's having to defend themselves. All right, that would be Biden. Okay, so show me Were these documents planted by those loyal to the GOP and Trump? Were these documents planted? I'm getting that some were. Maybe not all of them, but some were. Now, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. There is somebody that knows about this, that actually alerted somebody to them, whether that was in the present or in the past. And it looks like there's some money involved here. And we've got the Ace of Swords, the truth emerging. Something around money. Somebody did something for money. Now, we've got the Five of Cups. Now, there is regret and loss, and I think this is coming from Biden, because without that governance, all vice presidents and presidents are open to being set up. So they really need to look at this. It's a failure of the system. In the past, we've got the new start. So I'm definitely getting an orientation around the changeover from Biden to Trump, the Obama to Trump. It's not something that may have occurred recently. I'm feeling these discussions may have been had by Trump. There's a connection to the past here. All right, so we've got Judgment card in the immediate future. That's like an inevitability. That's a karma card around the past, that there's an inevitability occurring here. And we've got the Death card, the ending of something in the immediate present. Sorry, the present. The Death card, they really are trying to end his popularity. I mean, he got a big rise after the midterms. The midterms were an endorsement. He's somebody that politicians keep underestimating all the time. So we have the Death card here, and the energy around that is the Queen of Pentacles. That's security. Ending of security. An ending of national stability. That is what they want to occur. Oh, the Page of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. Somebody, it's a younger person, perhaps was it at the university? There's a younger person here that knows more about this than what they're letting on, and we get the Seven of Wands here. That's not a positive yes card. It's about someone having to defend themselves. And I do get Russian influence here, the Empress card and of course the Nine of Swords. Somebody knows more about this than what they're letting on, and they're very, very anxious. We've got the Tower card. They are trying to bring him undone. And we've got the Page of Wands, somebody speaking, somebody knowing something. And we have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So the investigation, I hope, he is a special counsel. He comes from a Trump era appointment. So, hopefully they will be clear about this investigation. Garland, the DOJ Attorney General, has now had a special counsel to investigate this, largely for the it's more than appearance that people understand that this investigation of the US President Biden's retention of these documents is fair. Okay, so you will get the law, whether you like it or not. Ultimately, the DOJ head Garland will give you his findings according to the law. Some are going to like that and some are not going to like that, because Trump obstructed justice in his case, and it's totally different from the Biden case. So now I want to hone into somebody that knows something more, whether some were retained and others were planted, something like that. Perhaps even, I don't know, the second set, there might be something nefarious there. Seems I'm getting a Russian connection here. They have a lot at stake. Biden is their enemy. All right. So, will the truth, will anyone who's set Biden up with the classified documents, will the truth emerge? Will we know for sure that these documents were planted? Or some? I'm not getting all. Now we have the Five of Pentacles. This is a loss. And we've got the Seven of Swords. So that's the lie. That's the lie and deceit. It looks to me like the whole truth is going to emerge there. So hang on to your hats. I think we're going to get to the truth here. The Magician, manifestation can also be manipulation as well. Looks like the lie is going to be exposed. The Ten of Pentacles. This can be money, can be big money, can also be family money as well. Inheritance, legacies. What's in the sky? The judgment, the inevitability. Yeah. When in the sky, it's a potential. It's also what's crowning the reading. There's judgment occurring here, an inevitable judgment. There's something inevitable about this situation. The Knight of Pentacles in the immediate future, that stability. This knight keeps going. I don't think this is going to harm Biden in the long run at all. We have the Four of Pentacles holding, sort of holding on to information, but also it's like it's an insecurity here. That's in the present. Let's see what is. Yeah, there's a traitor in the camp. Okay, there's a traitor in the camp. So somebody knows a lot more about this than what they're letting on. I think we do get to that. So I don't want to straight out say they've been planted because that's, I get the feeling, I'm only going to tell you what I feel and perhaps what I see and hear. There is something that's not adding up here. There is something nefarious here. There's a betrayal here of Biden. Hopes and fears. The Three of Swords, and the outcome is the Star. Hope, hope, hope. Judgment and hope. Wow, two big cards. And the Queen of Cups. I think we're going to hear the truth on this one, and we're going to. Somebody is already getting to the truth. There is I think it's a younger person who has, there's a betrayal here of Biden. So, he may have documents. He may have some documents, but I think there have been documents that have actually been planted here. And somebody knows more about it. I just get a draw. Is it someone in the university? We've got the Emperor card here, control. We've got barriers and boundaries need to be established, and we have the King of Cups and the Page of Wands. That's the appointment of the special counsel to make sure that everything is fully illuminated. You are going to get to the truth. All right, so don't worry too much. This isn't going to impact on Biden. It's not going to stop the DOJ from following the law. It's not going to stop that obstruction of justice that occurred with Trump's 60 top secret documents and others. He willfully kept them. Biden handed whatever back to him, but there's something that doesn't add up. I'm just going to say that there is a betrayal. Let's see if we can narrow this down. Was there, I'm just going to go back to the rods. All right, so thank you. Let's move back a bit. All right, so can you show me yes? Can you show me no? All right, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Is there somebody at the university, at Biden's old office in the university, that knows more than what they are letting on? Okay, so that's where the investigations need to go. Yes, that the rods are saying yes. Okay. Were the documents in his garage planted? Okay, well, we've gone to that. Who's behind this? All right, now I know you can't. Will we get to the truth about who is behind this? Now that's interesting. They're not saying yes. Okay. It's not a strong yes. Okay. Does the DOJ know there's been a betrayal here? Know that there will be. So this is, I think, where we finish up. I think the DOJ is already following these leads down. Will this affect the Trump classified top secret documents case? All right, somewhat. All right, because it already has. Okay. So will Trump be charged with obstruction? Yeah. So the charge it already has, because there has been a special counsel appointed now for Biden. But the obstruction of justice is the key difference here, and that is the charge that you're likely to see. And in fact, if you go back through my past readings, you'll see that's where I come out. We're not going to get all the truth here. We're going to get some of it. I think the DOJ is aware that there is this nefarious, manipulative part of this case. So some, but not all. Some have been planted, but not all. That's kind of where I'm coming out. Let's just see if that's where the cards are going to come out. Yes, no, Spirit. Were some of these documents planted? The top secret ones, perhaps. Were the top secret documents included? Confidential top secret documents planted? Are these the ones that were planted? So we've got the 7 of Pentacles, so that's plan B. And we've got the 9 of Swords. There's a great deal of anxiety around this. And we've got the 3 of Pentacles. So, you know, that's kind of like something that's hidden here, working together. Somebody working together on a plan. And those that do are quite anxious that they will be uncovered. The Lover's card, relationships to Trump. It's somebody that's loyal to Trump. I've got the 3 of Wands. I still get this foreign interference here, and we get the Devil. Yeah, there's something really, really nefarious here. I think it will be uncovered. Yeah, there's some manipulation there. All is not what it seems with these Biden documents. I can tell you that for sure. The top secret documents could be the ones that were planted. Okay, so, for example, Biden might have had low-level kind of stuff that was packed away, perhaps destined for his library. They never got there. Perhaps it was part of his lectures, but then somebody who knew that he had some of these documents in his possession have betrayed, have gone, and there's been some kind of plot to plant additional documents. And I think the DOJ is going to follow that down. I think we're going to hear more about it. There is a news service that is actually working on this story right now, perhaps interviewing those that had custody of that office in the university. There's somebody there that needs to be that could be. That could be. All right. Let's see if the Secret Service. One last question, and then I'm out of here. Okay, so the Secret Service. There were those that were loyal to Trump. In the Secret Service, they lied. They lied in the January 6th committee interviews. And of course those lies have been exposed, and the person that did that has been left the Secret Service. So are there Trump loyalists in the Secret Service and any contractors as well? Are there Trump loyalists in the Secret Service? So we've got the past. Okay, so yes, the past. And we've got the those that are loyal to the past, those that the cup is the emotion, the follower. It's often associated with that kind of cult. There are members, there are legacy holdovers from his past. Now we've got the High Priestess. They're operating in secret right now, and we could have Russia having got to them. The Empress card is my card. Archetypal card for Mother Russia, and abundance as well. Okay, so yeah, there are holdovers there. And we've got in the sky, or crowning this reading, is the Nine of Wands. There needs to be a vetting, another vetting of his Secret Service. We've got the Knight of Swords. We could have something, the truth emerging. It's like so dark. It is just so dark at this time in the US. We've got disappointment, and we've got the Knight of Cups coming through. They are in members of Secret Service that are still loyal to Trump. They're still talking to his circle. We've got the Temperance, the need for moderation. There needs to be another vetting of his Secret Service. I know he's done it once. We've got partisanship in the hopes and fears, agendas, that kind of political division. That's in the hope and fears, and we have the the Emperor card as the outcome. That's my card for the president, and it's also a very strong yes card. And we've got Trump, my card, archetypal card for Gemini, which is his sun sign. It's also about relationships. There are some in the Secret Service that actually believe Trump should be the president. And we get the Seven of Cups, illusion, delusion. This is quite dangerous for Biden. We've got restriction, worry. We've got the Page of Wands. They could be talking to others, and we've got the Chariot and an abuse of power. We get the manipulation for what? Money. He needs to be really, they need to go through that Secret Service. This is the way it is in the US, an attempted coup. George Santos, Anthony DeVolder, what is his real name? The congressman that lied. Not just told a white lie, but actually lied. He's wanted in Brazil for passing fraudulent checks. His history is... How did he ever get to the Congress? How did this happen? This is the type of thing that happens in a banana republic. So... the thought that the more incriminating documents have been planted on Joe Biden, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's actually, unfortunately, what could have realistically happened. So that's where I'm going to come out. I'm going to come out that, some were in his keeping, perhaps the less important ones could have been there as a teaching aid or whatever. I don't know, that he might have referred to, that were packed up innocently. and given straight back, so no crime has occurred. But I have a intuitive feeling around the more controversial documents and how this has actually occurred is actual nefarious. There's a nefarious aspect on how this has unfolded. And he needs to do another vetting very quickly, because I think he's being, I'm not going to say bugged by the Secret Service, but I think somebody is reporting back to somebody else about what is actually going on in the White House. It's not, he needs to do another clean out of the Secret Service, because there are Trump loyalists there still. Is he safe? Yes, he is. All right, I'm just going to leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you again later. Bye for now.